That's it. You got it. Slow down, get out steady.
Whoa!
What I once saw with my own eyes and fished every day is so far gone that when I tell stories about it, it feels like I'm talking about something that happened 100 years ago. Any angler who's fished here for a minimum of 10 years can tell you that there's nowhere near the fish now as there once was. For me, the biggest threats that I see are to the snook and redfish populations. The main four: habitat loss, excessive fishing pressure, excessive coastal development, and water quality decline. Never before in Florida's recorded history have all four of these issues been at the level that they are today, and we have little power to change any of them tomorrow. But the one tool we do have is proactive fisheries management.
Nice job, man. Redfish.
The current slot on redfish was set almost 36 years ago. The problem with the current slot is it's 9 inches wide, 18 to 27, and the redfish have a difficult time growing through the slot before they're harvested because the fishing pressure is high. The other glaring issue with redfish management is that they have not had a closed season as part of their management plan for the past 36 years. A snook slot is currently 28 to 33 inches, and we have not updated the slot size on snook in almost 20 years. So the problem here lies in the fact that as they turn into breeding-aged female fish, they're allowed to be harvested. And because of the very high level of pressure, many fish do not make it through the 5-inch slot. And depending on individual biology and available food source, it can take a snook between 5 and 10 years to grow through that 5-inch slot.
See the thumb goes on top, fingers underneath.
So what I'm proposing here is a new proactive mind frame of looking at fisheries management in an era where we have had everything change around this fishery, yet the management has not changed. The kind of evidence we're talking about here is all recorded in public record. In 1990, we had less than 800,000 people with fishing licenses. Fast forward to 2025, and we now have over 2.5 million fishing licenses. That's more than triple.
Waiting for the fish to make his move.
Never in my lifetime have we seen the kind of fishing pressure that we have on this fishery today, and it's time to make changes that are needed to help the fishery deal with the new level of pressure. So talking about snook, the new slot should be 35 to 37 inches. Some people would say, why would you want to kill the big breeders? Well, the fact of the matter is that due to the high level of fishing pressure, most snook are harvested shortly after they reach the current minimum slot size. This eliminates them from the much needed spawning class of fish. The new 35 to 37 inch slot would allow the average breeding female at least 10 to 15 years to spawn. This would greatly increase the average number of snook in our local waters and increase the quality of our overall snook fishery. The new slot on redfish should be 25 to 27. That will give a larger rate of escapement, which will produce more breeding age fish, and we need to protect them while they're spawning and have a new closed season added to their management plan August through October. So we have a region here, the greater Charlotte Harbor region. Let's use this as a test zone and try something new to see if we can produce better, higher quality fishing. This fishery still has the power to come back. We can make it so much better just by giving it a chance. So if not, why not? Why would we not want something better if we can give it a chance to be better? Fisheries management is the best tool available with the fastest application to help us adjust to today's world.
That's better. Well done.
Hey folks, Captain Rhett Morris here. I want you guys to think about what you've just learned. At no point in Florida's entire recorded history have our inshore fisheries ever faced this many negative impacts. The coastal development that's happening at record level, sprawling across the coastlines of Florida, is like nothing we've ever seen. The relentless, ever-increasing fishing pressure, the accelerated water quality decline and habitat loss is at levels we've never seen in the state of Florida. So this is all part of Florida's new reality, folks, and it's fueled by a mass migration of people moving in daily. Now that you know the facts, are you ready to stand up and push for something that will help our inshore fisheries instead of let them flounder the way that they have been? It's time for new, proactive fisheries management designed in a strategic way to help our local snook and redfish populations rather than let them continue to flounder. If you're ready to see better fishing here in our local fisheries, guys, then let's stand up together and support a better way forward. This is not an act of legislature. It's literally up to the board members of the Florida Wildlife Commission. All we have to do is collectively ask them for what only makes sense. A proactive set of fisheries management regs that matches today's unprecedented levels of negative impacts hitting our local inshore fisheries. If this makes sense to you, then click the link below and let us help your voice be heard. Together, we will make a difference.